Welcome back everyone, SweetBattlescars here, and I am back with another unboxing video. Today we're gonna look at the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D Limited Edition. This edition includes the Skull Kid figurine that you guys can see through that awesome Majora's Mask window in there. And of course it includes a copy of the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D for the Nintendo 3DS. This was released in North America on February 13, 2015, and I just got mine recently in the mail. I ordered it through GameStop, and it shipped from their warehouses in Kentucky, I think it was, last Friday, or actually even Saturday. Mine shipped a little late. I don't understand why that was, but it definitely didn't ship on the day it was released. So it took them like an extra day to ship it to me, but it's now here. It came today, and here is the box. It's a very nice presentation for a collector's edition or a limited edition. And I'm glad that Nintendo is doing this more often. They did it with the Wind Waker HD remake for the Wii U, and now they're doing it for Majora's Mask, the Majora's Mask remake. So here is the box. I'm gonna show a little bit of the box. My favorite part here is that awesome Majora's Mask picture here, or image, right at the top of the box. The other side of the box has the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask logo. And in the back of the box, we see I think this is what you would normally see on the back of the game. I will verify that in a second as soon as I pull the game out. But it has a little synopsis on the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask and a few screenshots there. Of course, all your typical information. Another Majora's Mask logo there, just like the other side. Then we have the bottom of the box. So, as I was saying, I'm gonna get to open this guy. I'm very happy to see Nintendo doing this a little more. They haven't done it with new Zelda releases. They didn't have a limited edition, at least in North America, or I don't think they had it anywhere else, for a Link Between Worlds. And I don't know if we'll see a limited edition for the Legend of Zelda Wii U coming out apparently this year. We'll see if that happens. So here is Skull Kid. And before we get to that awesome little figurine, we're gonna leave it in its packaging. On the back, towards in the back of the box, we have the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, and this is the game. So yes, what you see in the back of the box is more or less what you will see in the back of the game. Mine is this awesome picture here. This makes for an awesome wallpaper on your computer, by the way. So here we have, yeah, it shows you the mask feature of the game, you know, with using masks and all that. A lot of you, everyone will know about that. But yeah, I actually played the original version on the N64 in 2000, and yeah, it was 2000. It wasn't 2001. It's been so long. I think it was 2000 or 2001. Can't remember. I should look that up. And it was great. It was definitely a darker, very dark Zelda game back in the day. And I had no idea that it was gonna turn out to be like a very you know, like should we say legendary, or one of the favorite entries in the series. A lot of people regard Majora's Mask as, you know, the best entry in the series, and they hold it in high regard. I definitely hold it in a very high regard, but I don't think it's the best game, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, but of course, everyone is allowed their opinion. So if you think this is the greatest Zelda game, that's fine. That's fine with me. So here's the game. It's a regular copy. It doesn't, I like it when copies of games inside limited editions say, you know, this is the limited edition. It's not meant to be sold separately or whatever, but this is just a regular copy, retail copy of the game. What you would see, you know, anywhere, any store, Toys R Us, whatever. So here is the game. Nothing unusual here. Now let's get to the figurine. And this is what all of you came here to see. And if you've been a Zelda fan for a long time, you'll recognize this little figurine. Of course, it's, you know, Skull Kid's iconic pose. But you'll also know that a company called First 4 Figures actually released a statue very similar to this one some years ago. And I actually have that with me as well. And I will be making a quick comparison. So here is the Skull Kid figure. You guys can see there, it's very, very nice. It's very lightweight. It's plastic. You can see the base, it's hollow. He's got a lot of weight on his torso and head, so he's a little you know, he won't tip over or anything, but he's heavier up here than he is down here. He's very light on his feet. Very light on his feet. There you go. So it's very well made, actually. Let me show you maybe a close-up of his face. You guys can see how well painted the mask is. Especially, that's my favorite detail on this figure. It's very nicely painted. You can see all of him is very nicely painted. His little arms and head here are rendered in a painted with a very glossy paint. So you guys can see that it's kind of shining. You know, you can see the light bouncing off of it. Whereas his clothing and the mask is completely flat or a matte finish on it. But this just seems to be like a plastic. I don't think it's painted, actually. It might be painted, I may be wrong. It just looks like pigmented plastic. So, you know, his clothing, like his shorts here, his shirt, everything seems like just pigmented plastic, which is fine. The only painted area, you know, seems to be his arms, his head, and the mask. And, you know, that's okay. I'm very happy with the way they painted his mask. I made my lights a little brighter here so you guys can see. That awesome detail. I can't get enough of that mask. Very nice detail on his hat too. Very simple. His hat is made out of semi, you know, flexible plastic, so you don't go breaking this off. So don't worry, these are not gonna break off if you kind of flick them. They'll stay. And the top of his hat looked very fragile in pictures, but I'm very happy to inform or report that it's very flexible plastic, so you're not gonna go on breaking it. All of him, yeah, everything is made out of flexible plastic. You know, some plastics are kind of brittle, and that always makes me a little worried, but this is very, very flexible. So paint job is very nice. What little paint we have, it's very nicely done. The mask, I can't believe how well the mask is painted. I'm very happy with that. I was a little worried that, you know, I think these are obviously, well, most figures are hand painted, and this one looks to be hand painted as well. I could be wrong, but for you know, for being hand painted, this is very, very cool. Very nice. The cast is nice and clean. I don't see any flashing or any remains from the casting process, any mold marks or anything like that. Everything appears to be nice and clean. It's very well made. It's very lightweight. It's just plastic, but nonetheless, it's a nice figure. And I know a lot of people wanted this figure because, of course, the first 4 figures version of this figure is very rare, and it's hard to find, and it goes for just ridiculous amounts of money on eBay and Amazon. So yeah, good luck to you if you ever want to find that statue. But if you don't, this is a very nice statue to have as well. It's much smaller than the original first 4 figures. This one is about, let's see, I'm gonna get it on the base with the little like, you know, details on his hat. He is almost 6 inches tall. Let's just call it about 5 3/4. Without the little pieces of plastic on his head, he's about 5 inches tall. Actually, exactly 5 inches tall. So right at the top of his hat there. So yeah, roughly 5 or 5 1/4. No more than 6 inches tall, including the base, of course. So, you know, it's not a huge figure, but it's not bad either. I was afraid that it was gonna be low quality and very plasticky, but I'm happy to report it's actually a very nice figure. The quality is very good. So I guess we should expect that from Nintendo. They're not gonna give us just any crappy limited edition version, especially of a beloved game like this one. So we're gonna put that on the side, and we're gonna compare it to the bigger first 4 figures version, and I'm gonna zoom out to do that. And there you guys go. So this is the first 4 figures version. I'll put a little note on the screen of when this one was released. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a few years. I've had it for definitely. It's been around 4 years since I've had mine. So like I said, I can't remember exactly when it was released, but it's been a long time. So you guys can see that it towers above the official figurine in the limited edition of Majora'S mask. And the first 4 figures statue is roughly, so you guys can kind of see it there. It's you know, roughly about 8 inches at the top of his hat. My ruler is kind of weird because it's got this space here. It's about 1/4 of an inch. So I always subtract 1/4. So yeah, he's about 8 inches tall. The specific measurements are posted on the official First Four Figures website, and I can't remember what those are, but I always like to verify with my ruler anyway. So my ruler is reading about 8 1/4. So if you subtract that extra 1/4 that we gain from the bottom of the ruler, this should be exactly 8 inches. And if you count the little detail on his hat also, he is almost 10 inches tall. Let's just say 9 3/4 as well. So, you know, about 9 3/4 inches, including the little details on his hat. So I think we should include those anyway, because it's part of the statue, obviously. So there you guys have it. That's, you know, the size comparison. The thing about the First Four Figures statue is that it's got a lot of very nice detail. He is standing on this little, you know, tree trunk or little stump of wood of a tree that's been cut, and of course this is very reminiscent of the Kokiri Forest or the Lost Woods in Ocarina of Time. But of course, you know, this is the Majora'S mask because he's wearing the mask. So I don't know what the name of the woods is. You know, from I don't even know if they give us a name for that little like forest that that Link is walking through at the very beginning of the game. When the game starts, it shows Link walking through a forest. I don't think that counts as a spoiler, right? Anyway, so you know, it's very reminiscent of his little forest. Of course, he's a forest dweller, and the paint job on this one is very nice as well. Let me just show you here. His mask is very nicely painted as well. So, I mean, the craftsmanship that First Four Figures has come to be known for is exceptional. They make really nice Zelda statues. And, you know, it seems like every statue they make, it just keeps getting better. And so Skull Kid was actually one of their first statues when they were kind of starting to make Nintendo statues. And these are official, of course. I mean, not official, but they're licensed by Nintendo. So, you know, they're pretty legit. And the biggest difference, one of the biggest differences is the color. This Skull Kid, the little plastic figurine, is rendered in very bright colors, very like a neon orange and neon green. Here, the camera kind of dulls them down a little bit, but they're very bright in real life, you know, or in person. And the colors on Skull Kid, of course, this is based off of the Nintendo 64 artwork, because we didn't have any sort of Majora's Mask remake when they made this statue a few years ago. So the colors are a little more dull. They're a little more, they're not as bold as this one. They're not as vibrant. So the colors are very, you know, kind of flat. And of course, there's all of the paint is a matte finish on this version of Skull Kid, the First Four Figures version. And aside from that, the cast is very clean. It's very nice. This is like a very, very nice statue. And of course, it's a very, very rare item. A lot of collectors are looking for this statue, and I feel very lucky to have it. I was able to get mine early on, you know, when it was coming out for just I think a couple $100, maybe. No, I got it for less, maybe 100 and something. I forgot what was the actual price, but now it goes for upwards of like $400. So it's a very rare figure. Aside from the colors, aside from the size difference, the other big difference is the material. Whereas this is very plasticky and light, this is very heavy, and it's actually made out of a polystone. Now, polystone is a resin bonded material. It's usually powder stone that's been resin bonded into form, into, you know, this shape, obviously. And it's usually a polyurethane resin, and I'm sure that's what this, you know, in this case, I'm sure they used a polyurethane resin to bind the powder stone. It's just additives, so it's not like stone materials that they used to use, like, you know, like really back in the day, in the olden times. But it's a relatively newer material. It's great for casting. It's great for sculpting. And anyway, I'm not really gonna go into much detail about polystone, but it's a very, very nice material, and it's perfect for figures like this, for statues like this, especially when it comes to video game memorabilia and things like that. So there you go. I'm gonna set aside the awesome First Four Figures statue for a bit and focus on this one. Of course, you guys came to see this one. And so, you know, just to close this review and unboxing. It's a very nice figure. I'm very happy with it. I'm happy to have it. Of course, it's definitely, you know, I mean, I don't want to, I don't want to make light of this figure because it's a very nice figure. But of course, the first four figures, figure is still, you know, it's a very nice statue. Oh, and another difference that I forgot to mention are the little, is the little detail on his hat. On this Skull Kid figurine, you guys can see that it's got several of them kind of going all over the place, and it looks very realistic. Whereas this, since it's based off of the N64 artwork, it's just kind of a flat piece of metal that they've glued. So it's very flat. It doesn't have any dimension like the other one. You guys can see that it, you know, goes back and forth and then side to side. This one is just a flat piece of metal sitting on his hat. And, you know, that's, you know, I guess that they did the best that they could, but, you know, it does look a little flat now that we get this this figure here. So you really have to display this figure kind of from the front or this angle to get the, you know, the full effect. Anyway, just a little detail that I thought I would mention. So aside from that, it's a very nice figure. It's an awesome little figure. Very happy to have it. Thumbs up. It's very nice. Again, I was expecting something a little less quality, but I'm very happy that I was wrong. So very happy to have this little figure. So, alright guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this unboxing video. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you have enjoyed it and would like to see more videos like this. Share this video, you know, do everything that you can if you've liked this video. So please stay tuned for the next unboxing video, and I'll see you guys next time.